Hi, I'm Tavleen and you're on Wisester, the place where entrepreneurs and executives like yourself pick up insights to build a compelling web presence. Now before I start, I want you to imagine something. Imagine you're in a hall full of people bustling with activity. Now take a bow, flip your hair, pull up your collar and straighten your back. You are the speaker. How would you be? Confident, authoritative, dignified, at your very best. Now imagine it's the same evening. You're sitting on a beanbag with a friend and talking and sipping a cup of coffee. How would you be? Laid back, warm, friendly, conversational, chatty? Well, that's the power of context. The author of Jab, 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 Right Hook, Gary Vaynerchuk, says that you must respect the context of the room where you're storytelling. So I'm going to dissect exactly 3 tweets which actually show that the brands tweeting them out are respecting the context of the room where they're at, which is Twitter. Now this example comes from the book. In 2013, there was a match between San Francisco 49ers and Baltimore Ravens in Orleans. And there was a power cut. And guess who took the advantage of it? It was the humble cookie from the kitchen. Well, Oreo sent out a tweet saying, power out, no problem. You can still dunk in the dark. It struck a chord, got retweeted multiple times. You know why? Because it showed that the brand had a gut to go with and it could communicate just as naturally and casually as a human would. The next tweet mortem comes from Zappos. Well, it doesn't feature in the book but couldn't help sharing it. The tweet read, "Oh shoot, we found 2 more $100 worth of gift codes. We'll be picking up 2 more runners up." The tweet completely understood the nuances of the platform, that it is a chatty setup. It almost felt like a friend from the other side of the table was sharing an interesting piece of news. Also, it did not push down any marketing jargon like discounts, coupons under your throat. And this made the whole conversation really interesting. Now before I quote my 3rd example from the book, let me explain you what trend jacking means. Just like for Oreo, it was important to understand the physical context of where it was at, which is the football match. It is important for somebody tweeting out there to understand the digital context, which is what words and phrases are trending. Now research proves that use of hashtags can improve the social transmission by up to 70%. And if you're using the relevant hashtags, expect to hit the upper limit. By relevant, what I mean is the ones which are trending. Let me give you an example here. It was the National Wear Red Day, sponsored by American Heart Association. What was it trying to do? Well, just trying to spread out a message that heart diseases are responsible for killing 1 in every 3 women and they are about 80% preventable. They had sponsored the hashtag #GoRed and guess who took the advantage of it? It was the humble detergent from the washing bay, Tide. Well, it tweeted out saying that it's crazy Tide gets rid of the tough stains. But what about the stains that you want to save? Hashtag #GoRed. Well, it wanted to actually divert people's attention towards its color saving abilities. And it did it so well. It not just sent out the message to the people who were following the brand, but also to people who were following the trends. Gary Vaynerchuk calls it a perfectly executed jab. Here's another example. On a particular day, you were hot until hashtag was trending. And guess who took advantage of it? It was General Electric in the context of PCs and tablets. They actually used it as an opportunity to promote their video on advanced cooling technology and said you were hot until our engineers developed the ability to cool you down. But guess what? It only got about 7 retweets and 7 favorites. And that brings me to my conclusion. Social media is no sweet science. It's a proper sweat science. You've got to spend hours of observation and experimentation to figure out what works and what doesn't. As Gary Vaynerchuk beautifully puts it, it requires hustle, heart, sincerity, long-term commitment, engagement, and strategic storytelling to be heard in a noisy world. Are you game? Thank you for watching me on this video. Do reach out to me on wisester.com, and if there's a book that you want me to read, review and share insights with you from, well then do write to me in the comment box below. For now, follow me on Twitter.